That is working. Okay, that is working. Right. Now let me see. Let me see the chat. I need to know if y'all can hear me. I think so. Connection doesn't look good either. Why is the chat not coming in yet? See the chat on screen. Oh, loud and clear? Okay. That's good to know. Give me a sec. Streaming from an iPad. It is what it is. So I'm about to join y'all on screen. Give me a sec with that. I need myself on the screen as well. So let me copy that. Boom. So in the meantime, while y'all coming in, good evening and hello to all of you. I'll be turning my my iPad around in a sec. So hold on. And Mixmaster G, no, definitely not. Definitely not. I'm not in the studio. And let's get that one in there. Boom. Just need to add one more thing, and then I can set the iPad in the right direction. Hold up. What's going on, Joe Doe? What's going on, Mikey Mike? BLX, my slogan. All of you. All right. All right. Entering code. Everything's a bit freestyle today, guys. It has to be. I don't really have a choice. All right, there's my streaming monitor. It's not telling me a lot yet, though. But it is what it is. See if I can set this up in a way that y'all can see me normally. All right, that looks pretty okay. Don't need that. I'll move this one in the frame. All right, cool. That's working. How y'all doing, man? Let me just set the Twitch to just chat. I think it's still set to music. And this is not music today. So let me go ahead and fix that. And then get my chat up in here. Just turn that away from the light a little bit. Right, what's going on, Annie? I see you. Original Fresh Prince in the building. What's going on? Esky Flow, what's going on? All right, let me edit that stream info real quick. Oh, it's already set to just chatting. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Cool. All right, just to clarify a couple of things, even though I've said this before I came, I think I said it in the last couple of streams already. I'm in the Netherlands, streaming from the Netherlands. We're currently dealing with a curfew, meaning that you cannot be outside after 9 p.m. So when I did my live stream on Monday, my crates live stream, that definitely lasted until after 9 p.m., which actually meant that I had to spend the night in the studio, at least until the next morning, 4:30 a.m. I'm not going to do that for STK Live as well. So I'm not in the studio. I'm currently just at home, and I just wanted to test Restream using the iPad. The only thing is I was going to use this little beauty right here, which works great with my iPad. It's a great microphone, but Restream somehow won't see it, even though my other audio applications definitely see this. But as I saw in the chat, y'all can hear me loud and clear, so we're just going to roll with that. And whatever, this works. Feels a bit weird not to hear myself normally. BLX the Chance, what up? Salute to you. So you came here when I'm not in the studio. You got to come check a live mix next time. But it's all good. AMS Discos, what's up? Inu, what's going on? We got Gold Ghost in the building. Disco Worm is in the building. Of course, Mixmaster G. So no, there's no problem with the computer. I just wanted to test streaming from the iPad. Michael Greaves, sorry. You can't wait to see me rocking CDJ 3000s. 2 weeks from now, actually, it's Wednesday today. In 2 weeks, I'm going to have the chance to get my hands on a set of CDJ 3000s for about, I don't know, a couple of weeks. So I'll be using them for live stream and testing them the whole nine. So that is actually coming soon. Let me scroll up for a second. Cat London, what's going on? Phones for you, what's going on? Mulberry in the building, STK all day. Where I get my music from? Those Muchos, what's going on? I get my music mainly from DJ pools now. DJ Sirius, what's going on? Salute. DJ pools. So DJ City at the moment, that's my only one because, to be honest, I'm currently not really looking for too much new music. I have my hands full with all the music I have, and during my Crates live stream, I like to use a lot of music that I already have in the collection because there's so much. I'm using DJ City. I also work for DJ City. I used to use a couple of different DJ pools, so I had like 3 different ones, which makes no sense for me at the moment. I mean, it is not as expensive as buying music, but it didn't make sense for me because I didn't have time to actually go through everything on 3 DJ pools. But it all depends on what type of music you're looking for. So you need to compare a couple of DJ pools to see which ones will work for you. So that is what I'm currently doing. And that is plenty for me right now. Smooth J, what's going on, man? What's going on? We got John in the building. John T, what's going on? From cold Sweden. Lavzin, what up? So for those tuning in right now, salute to everyone on YouTube, Facebook. We got Twitch, of course, Periscope in the building. And if you just tuned in, STK Live from the house today, streaming from an iPad because I'm not in the studio because of the curfew that's going on here. And I'm not going to spend the entire night in the studio for a Q&A session, which can be done from something like this as well. So it is what it is. Send me some tracks, DJ Serious. We got DJ Shaq in the building from Ghana. What's going on? Let me slide this a little bit closer so I can see y'all. Do you have a Rain 1? No, I don't. My opinion, just from looking at it, it looks like a cool controller. Definitely a nice one. I love motorized platters, so it is something that I'm always interested in. I just didn't have a chance to play with it yet, but that will happen. And yeah, for those who tuned in on Monday, it was a lot of fun. I have a mix show every Monday on Mixcloud, on Twitch, and Periscope, and that's called Crates. Normally what I do is dig through my digital crates, try to find songs I feel like playing that day. And every last Monday of the month, I'm doing an all vinyl edition. So this Monday was the first one. It was so much fun to play that way again, even though there's a ton of limitations. And compared to playing the way I play now with DVS, with Serato, with Recordbox DJ, or Algorithm DJ, you name it, the limitations of the vinyl were also a lot of fun to experience again. It makes me appreciate all the luxury we have nowadays with all of the DJ software and just DJ hardware. But the main thing is, I went through maybe such a part of my collection just to grab some vinyl for that show. Nothing sorted out, you name it. And I already ran into so many tracks that I hadn't played for 5, 10, sometimes even close to 15 years. So that alone is super dope. And just that extra stress, the extra anxiety of having a record play and needing to go through all of the sleeves to find the next song. No BPM, so you got to go by feeling. Now, normally when I used to play with vinyl, you were so used to playing all of the music that you just knew by looking at a sleeve, like, okay, that track will fit. So tempo wise, key, everything. Now, because a lot of the vinyl, I hadn't played a lot of those songs in a long time. Sometimes I would grab a record, put it on, and you think it's gonna fit, and then when you cue it up, you hear like, oh, okay, that's like 10 BPM too slow. That's not gonna work, and your track is continuing to play, and you don't have the option to hit loop or to cue it back to the beginning. So yeah, it's taking you back to the roots, and I really like that. And I'm looking forward to looking for more music in my wall. Hey, we got Finenzia in the building. What up, what up? Lang niet gezien. And who else is in here? Magic BB, what's going on? Salute. We got Orlando, Florida in the building, of course. Rafi, favorite key? What, musical key? I don't have a favorite musical key. Yo, RC3, I see you. I don't know what's happening. I haven't seen your emails, so I didn't see the submission mail with the video, and I didn't see the mail about the S11. I saw you posted here like that. You emailed me. While we're here, I'm gonna check my my spam folders as we speak right now because I didn't see it. We got Jay Joan all the way from Toronto. What up? P Fu, what up? Salute. So yeah, man, that Monday, the Crates vinyl edition was like super fun, and that's happening every last Monday of the month. Now, coming Monday, so every first Monday of the month is gonna be a Beat Source Link edition. So that's the total opposite of the vinyl edition. So instead of having all vinyl, I'm playing with DVS, with Serato or Recordbox, but in this case, it's not even music from the computer. Everything I'll be playing during that set is coming from BeatSource, from their website. So I'm streaming it through my DJ software. So everything I'm playing, so I'll sort out a little bit of, make a couple of crates online on the BeatSource website, and then use that to play. So that's a totally different experience compared to what we just did. We got Phil the Real. What's going on? Salute to you. AMS Disco says, just got the Rain 70 and love it. I can imagine. So BLX, I'll be at the studio this Sunday, and that's going to be for something I call plugging in. And basically, I share my computer screen while I make beats, edit videos, test plugins, you name it. If you want to see me mix, I'll be mixing again on Monday, and I'll be mixing again next Friday. So that is that. Gus Gomez, what's going on? Salute to you, fam. Good to see you. Serato, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. And so yeah, today's a little bit different. It's still a DJ Q&A, so this is for all the DJ related questions, and we can just talk shop. I'm just not in my normal surroundings. So once again, due to a curfew here in the Netherlands, you cannot be on the street after 9 Normally, this live stream lasts until 9 or after 9, which would mean I would have to stay in the studio until the next morning. I already did that on Monday after crates. I'm not going to do that 2 times this week. RC3, no, I don't know why I never got the mail. If I did, then I would have gotten it, or I would have told you, like, hey, this went wrong. So, like I said, I'm actually going to check my spam folder now, but I don't understand, because when you sent the first mail with the first video for the Saturday sessions, that just arrived. But I don't know, sometimes this happens. There are certain people, for instance, that I email, and my email always ends up in their spam. And I can email 100 other people, and they'll just receive my emails. So I'm taking a quick peek now. See that there's a lot of spam in the spam folder. I don't know. But regarding your second email that you told me about, you sent me an email about the S11. That's not something you should email me for, because I'm not tech support, and I don't even have the S11. I'm getting it back in 2 weeks. I'm not that familiar with it to tell you what the issue is. I mean, you told me something happened, and all of a sudden you didn't have like the cue points and loops anymore. I would not have a solution for that. So you should definitely contact someone at Pioneer or Serato for that. But the other one, the video email, I would definitely like to get the video from your second Saturday sessions, the video you sent me. All right, so I'm going through, damn, a lot of spam in here. I have not checked my spam folder in a while. I'm not running into your email yet. All right, so what I want you to do, RC3, I don't remember which email address you used last time. If you could send me the video email again, but send it to info@djtlm.com. Let's test and see if that works. No, I'm still scrolling through spam and spam and spam. I'm not running into that email yet. Brainpower in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good? For those who might be interested, talked about this on Monday. If you're into hip hop and you know Pharoah Monch, and you like Pharoah Monch, you should definitely go check out MC Brainpower on Instagram. Go to his page. He did a live Q&A with Pharoah Monch on Monday. You can check the replay there on his page. Super dope. I've only checked a little bit, but you got 2 MCs talking a bunch of MC stuff, same way we're talking about DJ stuff here. So I'm definitely going to check the full version out as well. Your RC3, I'm not seeing it, and I'm already scrolling like a week or 2 back. So no, try to send it to the other address. What up, Craven Purple? I see you. Salute. We got peeps from the Craven clan in the building. Oh, for real? Now you're gonna do this to me? All right, this is an exception. I normally do not do this. Hold up. Kaden, you got to show your face on cam for a second. It's right there. There. You got Craven Purple, and you got BLX the Chance right here. All right, cool. A word at the same time you're talking to him on Discord. All good. Any copyright issues with using music on a podcast you know of? RC3, info@djtlm.com. Let's see. Gus Gomez, I'm not sure. I mean, if you see what happens on Twitch, where you got gamers using music in the background, and now they're getting like the takedowns and the copyright claims, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I mean, I can understand that there probably is a copyright issue. I just don't know if they're really looking at that. So again, salute to the Craven clan, peeps from Craven, and for those that don't know, they're a Fortnite clan. That's what happens, man. Same with my son. Games. Shout out to all the gamers, by the way. Yo, Brain, I already called you about that, but you heard the voicemail, right? Adam Sneen, the Monday set, I'm doing that tonight. So after I'm done with this live stream, I'm gonna edit that. I just went to the studio today, got the recording, so I got them right here on this little hard drive. Salute, Brain, and I'm gonna upload the audio to Mixcloud. So that will happen. If you check it tomorrow, it's gonna be there. So I gotta upload the mix, and I have to take my Serato history, I upload that to Serato playlists, and that is the easiest way for me to import my playlist into Mixcloud so that all the tracks are there. But it takes a little time because I do have to adjust the time to make sure Mixcloud will show the right track info at the right point. All right, just in case I may have missed some people because the stream is popping right now. So Sean, what up, Sean? Did do you ever create temporary duplicate crates for sets that you have that you can delete without them messing with the original? No, not really, not really. No. And we got what else we got here? How the Blacker Man, what up? The S9 won't be disconnected. It's getting too much shine. All right. Hey man, I still love my S9. By the way, I'm working on a video right now. I don't know if you've seen my first look video for the DJM S7. I talked about that the phono preamps in the S7 are supposed to be better than the ones in the S9. I did a test. I actually did that test already, recorded everything. I just need to edit the video. So I made a test and I recorded the same vinyl on the same turntable using the same needle with the S7 to the computer and then with the S9. So it's the exact same song, same piece of vinyl, same turntable, same needle. The only difference is the mixer. It's going into the same audio interface. Recorded that, and I have a file where every 4 bars it switches between mixers, and it will just show you mixer A and mixer B, so you can listen for yourself using headphones or a speaker. See if you can notice the difference. I can clearly hear a difference. See if you notice a difference, and after that in the video, I'm going to show you a spectrogram and a spectrum analyzer, which can show you if there's a difference in certain frequencies being translated to the recording. I can hear it. I can clearly hear it. Dag Renando, what up? I wanted to inquire, can you MIDI map Serato accessories which play Serato DJ and use the TTM 57 mixer but control Serato DJ instead of Scratch Live? I don't think so. To the best of my knowledge, the SL1 and TTM 57 aren't supported by for Serato DJ. I think you can only use those with Scratch Live. I know with the SL1, they just discontinued support because of the fact that these were just older devices. The SL1 is still using USB 1. It's not even 2.0, if I'm not mistaken, or 1.1 instead of 2.0. So they just stuck. The Cut Corner, salute to you. I see you. Toby Hallman in the building. What up? I just scratched and watched all your vids. Where should I go now? You can check the Beat Junkies. The Beat Junkies do a lot of scratch stuff as well. If you really want to get into scratching, you can also check out Emma. Wow, I forgot her DJ name. She has the School of Scratch. Tons and tons of scratch tutorials and scratch classes, and you name it. Any videos on scratching gold goals? Yeah, I have a scratch tutorial series on my YouTube channel that you can check out, and I'm adding some new stuff. I'm actually working on some new stuff as well. And if you want to practice, you can check out my Saturday sessions on YouTube as well. Those are practice sessions where you can do an interactive back to back with me. Let's see, what did you say here? Cut Corners, hope you're safe. Heard about the riots? Oh yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't want to downplay it, but it's nothing. It's nothing. It's a bunch of people, and it's not even that many people. Lot of young ones in there. like whatever, 16, 18, 20. There's a couple in there that are like serious rioters, troublemakers. They go to protests to cause trouble. Like, it's easy to tell the difference. They didn't come to protest. They don't even care about the subject of the protest, even though I'm pretty sure they don't like all the measures being taken due to the pandemic. But you got a couple of people in there that will come prepared. They'll have like under their jacket, they'll have like armor on their arms to protect them from the cops, the bats from the cops, and they'll bring like small weapons, just like little weapons, like brass knuckles under their glove, stuff like that. Then you have a group of just basically kids who are looking for any type of sensation. They'll go there, and once the trouble starts, they'll join. They'll throw some rocks, you name it. They looted a couple of stores, like supermarkets, and in one or two places, a car got set on fire. But it's not like there's a lot of craziness going on in the streets. You can still walk around safe anywhere. So, with that being said, a big middle finger to all of those people messing up like people's stores, which makes no sense at all. But yeah, thank you for your concern. But we're definitely all good. Wolf Entertainment, what's going on? Salute to you. And of course, once again, my Serato fam, salute to you always. And who else is in here? One Stop is in here. Cool. I'll just call you Chance if you're still there. Let's see. D Rose. I got to go back up a little bit. I see I missed a couple of things. You're helping me out a lot becoming a DJ. Question: can I trust record box BPM analysis because I looked it up and it's a different BPM? To be honest, I'm not that familiar. I've used record box to analyze a couple of songs when I imported them into a record box library, but I mostly use Serato and mostly let Serato analyze my files. And when it comes to the older part of my digital collection, that was already scanned with Mixmeister. None of y'all remember Mixmeister, BPM analyzer. Let's see what else. All right, well, just to finish that story about the S7, S9, the phono preamps. I'm finishing that and uploading that video very soon. So if you're interested, if you play vinyl and you're looking to buy an S9 or S7, I think that's an important one because the phono preamps are important, especially if you're playing vinyl and you have to compete with digital DJs. And I've been in that situation when I was still playing vinyl, and you just miss a certain part of crispiness from the high end and volume compared to the digital DJs. And I was playing my vinyl. I just couldn't compete sonically. Even though vinyl has that warm sound, it doesn't really help you when you're on a hollow stage, and when you turn up your volume, you get your feedback, you name it. So yeah, check that video out when it drops. Mixmaster G says that record box is on par with Serato for auto analysis. Tractors is the best. Only got static grids, and DJ is amazing. DJ is algorithm DJ. DJ D, salute. What up to you? And all right, if the question's not too private from Lavzin, I would like to know how your wife handles your DJ thing. I mean, you spend a lot of time on your tutorials and streams and all that stuff. It's all about communication. It is as simple as that. It's all about communication. Now, look, we're at the age and at the level in our relationship that trust isn't an issue. When you're younger and you're just starting out in a relationship, and if you're always out as a DJ, that can cause trust issues, which we solved very quickly. And that's not even a thought anymore. Now, second thing is I don't go out to play that much either. So most of the times when I'm working on my DJ things, I'm in the studio. And I mean, that's my job. So she goes to her work, I go to my work. So it's an even situation in that way. It's not like I go out and sit in a room to play on a computer. I mean, I love the work I do, but that is still my work. And planning is everything, especially when you have kids. You can't do things on the fly anymore. So I have to plan my situations carefully. I have to know, like, hey, if I have to shoot that many videos and I know she's working on those days, I have to make sure I put all of that in the days that she is not working so that the kids are okay, that stuff. It's a little bit different now because of the pandemic and we are still on lockdown. So the kids are at home. So we have to stay home more for the homeschooling. So when she's working, I can't go to the studio. I have to be here and vice versa. But communication is so important. Like for both partners in a relationship, if things are bothering you, you need to talk about it because the other person needs to know. And then things can be adjusted to make things work again. All right. Mulberry says 120 BPM house is not the same as 120 BPM hip hop. Agreed. Is that part of the conversation I missed? But I agree. Let's see. Jimmy Bags, what's going on? Salute, salute. And Jack, thanks for following. And all right, RC3, I'm going to check my email right here. Magic BB, my SL3 works fine with Serato DJ Pro. Yeah, that's right. It's just the SL1. Only the SL1 is not supported. The SL2, 3, and 4 are, and I think just the TTM 57 was not supported. So after that, we got the 62, 68, then you got the 57 Mark II, and then of course we went into the 72, 70. That all works with Serato DJ. Let me check real quick. Check my email in the meantime. Woodchip, what's going on? Any tips for chirps? I always seem to miss the push, but catch the back tone. Practice. It is all about practice, and very important, especially with things like the chirp. Don't start fast. Start slower. Really learn how to incorporate both hands. Really study the movement, the motion, and then take it up a notch. A lot of people, when they start scratching, the first thing they want to do is go full speed. Same with like crabs. It's not like you can do a crab slow motion, but like the first thing people want to do when they scratch is they'll put their hand on a platter and grab that fader and start to go absolutely nuts, like they have no control over their hands anymore. That's not how it works. You got to work on the coordination between the two hands, the fader hand and the platter hand, and work your way up to faster speeds. I use BPM to organize my 12 inches, but I should have marked the genre too. Yeah, back in the days, I saw people like mark their vinyl, and I didn't understand back in the days. I saw BPM, and I was like, why would you write the BPM on your sleeves? Like I said, I did it just by feeling, by knowing your music. I would play a song. When I played the song, I got the right reaction. It would either give me an idea straight away, like, okay, I want to play this song, or I would just go into the crate, look at the sleeves, and I would immediately see tracks like, okay, that's going to work, that won't work, and do it that way. Now that I'm used to the BPM thing, yeah, I do miss it when I have the vinyl there. When I'm going to sort my vinyl out now and have the wall sorted again, when I had it in the past, it was alphabetically, and I had my 12 inches and album separate, and I did have hip hop and R&B combined, and then I had like some funk soul and a bunch of like sample records, which could be any genre, in a different section. And I have my dancehall reggae, which is a smaller selection, in a different section, and my UK garage stuff in a different section. When I'm gonna do it now, I'll probably divide it a little bit more. So keep the hip hop and R&B separate. So if I'm doing crates and I want to do like an R&B type edition or play more R&B, I don't have to go through the entire wall. I can just go to the R&B section. And when it comes to the hip hop, I'm not sure yet. I might even do some sort of a division between like just the club type stuff and more of the boom bap slash underground, whatever. I have to see. I have to see. I have a lot of vinyl, and I want to make it a little easier for myself. That, for instance, if I do a crates edition in the future with vinyl, that I might not even have to set up crates beside me, but I can just turn around, look at the wall, and use that as my huge crate. But we'll see. Let's see RC3. I'm going to check, like I said, I got to go all the way to the top. All right, so it's not in the spam folder. So let me go to my inbox. Yeah, man, right here. We got the SS2 scratch from RC3. Yes, indeed. Right here in my email. So I don't know what happened with the other emails, but this one is right here. So that's perfect. We got 5775 Greg. Thank you. Fon Solo. Thanks for the follow. DJ Uptown in the building. What's going on, bro? Does macOS Big Sur work with Serato DJ Pro yet? We got Serato in the building, or maybe they left already. Because I don't know. I haven't been on a Mac in a while, so I'm not sure. I remember a lot of the software companies or brands were posting like, don't update yet. So I don't know. I don't know. But it should be on the website, by the way, on the Serato website. And otherwise, Mixmaster G is going to jump in the chat, and he knows. Ian Casanova, thank you for following. Tim Famous, same to you. Thule in the building. NWA Thule, what's going on, man? It was fun this Monday. Yeah, like Mulberry, the banger's great. Like for me with crates, when I was still playing with my vinyl, I had my vinyl collection, but I had my crates, my DJ crates were just there. And I had all of the usual suspects that I would use in those crates. And the only thing I would normally do when I had a gig, and I knew specifically what type of gig it was, it would mean that I might add a couple of things to that crate and sometimes take a bunch out if I knew, like, okay, this is a party where dancehall is not accepted, so I can take that out. I don't have to bring it. And this is a party where I can add my New Jack Swing, add that, but like the bangers would be in there. Now, since I'm not playing vinyl anymore, everything went back into the wall. So now it is kind of separated. So, yeah. So, for instance, if I ever want to do like a certified bangers live stream with vinyl, it would be convenient for me to have that in one place. Philip Rangus, what up? Did I have the question already? No. Do you have anything to say about what to know when someone is actually booking you for a gig and you have not done a gig before? Not really in terms of what to play, but more the business side of things. Well, again, like it's a totally different thing than the question about a relationship, but the answer is actually the same. Communication is very important. You need to make sure you ask all the right questions. So I'm going to take it a little bit more broad than just the business side, because also in terms of what to play and what to expect. So when you're being booked for a gig, you want to know what is expected of you when it comes to the music. So what type of event is it? Is it a special themed event? What type of genres should you be playing there? Are they normally playing there? What type of crowd is attending? What do they like? Young, old, one style, a lot of styles, whatever the case may be. You want to know that in advance. When it comes to equipment, you want to make sure you know exactly what they have. And if you normally play with your own equipment, you need to check in advance to see if you can actually bring and connect your own equipment, or if that's not an option. Now, especially if you're just starting out, you'll have less options compared to a DJ who's already there, already a name, because that DJ can have a rider like, hey, like if they book me, I'll let them know, like, I need turntables. Like if I'm being booked to play, let's say a 2-hour set, and they'll have a lot of DJs there playing on CDJs, and I'll let them know, like, cool, I'll need turntables. And I can even meet them halfway. Like if you don't have this specific mixer, for instance, an S9, I'll bring that mixer. Just make sure that when I get to the venue, there's 2 turntables waiting for me right there, so I can just slide my mixer in between. I can do that now. In the beginning, I had to play on whatever was at the venue. And in the beginning, I didn't even ask questions. So sometimes I came in and they would have like one of these gigantic mixers with no crossfader, just up faders. And the house DJs were using that mixer. So I had to use that mixer too. Now I want to know all of those things in advance. Business wise, of course, there's things you need to know. Like you have to agree on a certain amount, but not just know what you're getting paid, but also make sure you know when you're getting paid. So I would advise, if it's possible, to get paid in advance. Now, again, when you're just starting out, it's less likely that that will happen. But if that's not the case, you should try to get paid before you start to do your set. I prefer that because I've had a lot of times when I was younger where I would DJ, and after my set, I would need like 45 minutes to find the person who had my money. Sometimes they would give you the runaround and it would take forever for someone to get you your money. So if it's possible, in advance, otherwise before you start to play. If not, you need to know, who do I need to go to? Who has my money? How are you doing it? Is it going to be by the books? Do you need an invoice? I mean, I can't really go into detail with that because that's different in every country. In certain countries, you need a license as a DJ to even play in a club. We don't have that here, but I've heard from plenty of DJs from other places that they need to have a license, that they need to have certain insurance before they can go out and play. So those are things you need to research for yourself to know, because I don't want to give faulty advice and tell you like, hey, do it this way, when maybe in your city, region, country, things are done differently. So even when it comes to payment, maybe there is a specific way that is run where you're at. I can't really tell, but you want to make sure you know all of those things in advance. There's more, and I'm forgetting like the half of it now. So maybe I'll think of some more things in a minute. Scroll down for a second. All right. Thank you, Tim Famous. Aaron Moss, what up? Okay, so it's from a little while ago. It's from like 5 minutes ago. Mixmaster G says Serato on Big Sur kind of works. If you use a class-compliant controller that doesn't need drivers. If you're on a M1 Mac, the new ones with Big Sur, then it will cause problems. Big Sur is not officially endorsed by Serato yet. So, okay. So please do the research to make sure that it might work for you, or just wait. Just wait. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, RC3, man. Vinyl is a different animal. It is a different animal, but it's cool though. That's the way your dad did it when he hit radios from the clubs. Use CDJs in the 909. Yeah, and then the turntable with TTM 57. Magic B says an amount per hour. I mean, that's different too. Like, I've seen DJs do that in different ways as well. Like, some DJs will just charge you for a set, and their set is always that long. Other DJs have like an hour rate. Uh, it's real hard for me to give people advice when it comes to that because things are different in different places. Things also change over time, and yeah, that's a tough one. Wolf Entertainment. Uh, I want to do a giveaway on my channel, some equipment that I don't use. Any advice for giveaways? Never done. All right, first off, very important. If you are the one who has the item or items that need to be given away, please keep in mind that the shipping can run you quite a bill depending on where you have to send stuff. I remember I did a giveaway a long time ago, and I had to go to the postal service to send a package, and as soon as it's a little bit further away, that can really cost you. Um, Beyond that, I mean, I honestly I don't know what your channel is about, because like normally if I did a giveaway, it would be in combination with like uh, um, a review or something going on, or I had something special to celebrate, or you wanted to promote something and add a giveaway to that. Um, I don't know. There's different ways to go about that actually. Um, ooh, let me know what type of stuff you do. Let's start there. DJ T Coy or Takoi, salute to you. What do you think about Virtual DJ 2021? Does it have the highest quality on all its features? I have no idea yet, but it is definitely my intention to test it this year. I mean, it's obvious that it's grown a lot and you can do a lot with it. Some people will swear by it because of the fact that um, it just sounds or sounds. I'm reading that you can just do a lot with that. I'm not interested in every feature on every piece of software, but I definitely want to make sure I test a new version. But right now, I don't know. Um, Mixmaster G says not only shipment, but if it's overseas, taxes and import duties. That all depends on how you deliver it. Um, there are ways to work with that, with like gifts or promo material, but it also depends on where you send it. Some countries are more strict than others, so it can be quite a hassle. So if I do any type of giveaways now, I prefer to do it with the brand and let the brand send it. Uh, that's basically the only way I'm doing giveaways now. I actually have one coming up in a bit, and that brand actually tried to give me the product. I was like, let's not do that. That means I will have to send it, and most of my viewers are not from the Netherlands, so chances are I have to ship it quite far away. I was like, we're gonna do that through you. So that's the best way to go about it. So Mixmaster D actually says like with MP3s, virtual DJ and tractors sound the best. Um, I've never done tests with that, so I don't know how much of a difference there is. But I mean, just to keep it very simple, virtual DJ is just good DJ software. I can tell that without using it. It had a certain reputation, um, but that doesn't mean it's not good. I mean, if you talk about production, you have the same thing with FL Studio. When that started out as Fruity Loops, people didn't take it seriously. At first, it was not up to par with like the DAWs that were out, but FL Studio is definitely they keep improving, and I think Virtual DJ has done the same thing. Um, Ian Casanova, is it okay to ask where your audience is from? Ian, are you asking me where my audience is from, or to ask your own audience where they are from? To keep it simple, if you were asking me, just in case I understood or didn't understand, um, my audience, like if we're talking about YouTube, and it's basically the same on most platforms. So on YouTube, my audience is between 40 to 50% is from the US. And second is the UK, and then Canada, and then Germany, and then India, and then Netherlands, and then I don't know from the top of my head. I just saw the stats today. So, but that's basically the same on all platforms. So if I go to my Instagram, it's going to be US first, most likely UK the second. Um, while I'm talking, I can look some stuff up. No, I definitely don't mind talking about that. That's, to me, that is one of the most beautiful things about this technology and this era that we're living in. It was never this easy to connect with people from all over the world. Never. Never. So to me, that is just freaking amazing, the fact that you can do that. Let me check real quick. So for instance, if I go to Anchor, and Anchor is basically my distribution platform for my podcast. I release my podcast through SoundCloud, and through Anchor. And from Anchor, it goes to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it. On Anchor, it's going to be 70% US. Canada is second, UK third, Australia fourth, Germany fifth. And I think it's the same with IG as well. If I check the insights there, most likely it's going to be something in that same range. So most of my audience is just not from my country. I chose to speak English in all my content because of that, because I also knew if I would do Dutch content, I would limit myself to basically 2 countries and a couple of regions. Like in the Netherlands, they speak Dutch. You have part of Belgium, the Flemish part, where they speak or understand Dutch. The other part is French. And then you have certain regions. So in the Caribbean, you have a part that was Dutch, part of the Dutch colony. They speak Dutch in Curaçao. You have Suriname in South America, where a lot of people can understand Dutch. But you're not going to go far beyond that compared to speaking English. And now, basically, you have like a lot of the big countries, and even in a lot of countries, people will have English as a second language, or at least they understand it well enough. Styles Johnson, what up? I see you. Salute, salute. So yeah, man, Curaçao. I have my roots there. So my dad was born there, so I'm half Caribbean, Dutch Caribbean. It's still part of the Dutch Caribbean, so it's part of the Dutch kingdom. Let's see my audience on Instagram. Countries, same thing, 45% US. Instagram is the only one where the Netherlands actually ranks a bit higher. It's the second, and then it's Canada, UK, and then Nigeria. Salute to all my people in Lagos and Nigeria. On IG, I don't know, they're always like in fourth place. But that's basically my audience on all my platforms. It's the same with SoundCloud and Mixcloud, you name it. John's Entertainment in the building. Salute to you. I wanted to say DJ Flaves, but it's DJ E Flaves I actually see. Salute to you. And we got Elvato in the building. English is universal length. It is a universal language. I mean, you have a couple of those languages that will work in a lot of countries. So English is one. Spanish, of course, you could reach a vast variety of countries with Spanish as well. DJ Mims, what up? Salute to you. Skatey Turner, what's going on? All the way from Brazil. And Ian, I'm scrolling back up. You say like you would imagine Dutch audience prefers EDM. Partially, I mean we are like a large export country when it comes to house DJs. Always have been, but I mean a lot of people do like hip hop here as well, especially the younger generations. A lot of Dutch hip hop now. Like when I started to tour with Brainpower, like 23 years ago, Dutch hip hop was still fighting for a spot because before that, most people were rapping in English. Now, if you rap English here, most people are like, "Why aren't you rapping in Dutch?" So that changed, but there is, it is more mainstream than it's been before. So there was a time when definitely house was the thing, and we were really like the underground culture. And Albania in the building. Like I know for a fact in the chat right now, this is international to the fullest. We got people from basically all sides of the globe. Okay, Wolf, let me check. You're a DJ. You started your YouTube channel with tutorials, reviews, performances, live streams. Still a small channel you want to grow. So I think the giveaway is a good chance to do that. Don't overestimate what a giveaway will do for you. I just wanted to say that. So for instance, I've definitely taken part in like a couple of these quote unquote contests. They're not real contests because you don't have to like answer questions, but like a camera company or a microphone company will do like a special giveaway and you have to do a couple of things in order to increase your chance to win. And that's always the same thing. They'll want you to repost. They'll want you to follow them on IG, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Now, most of the times when I enter a contest like that, I'll follow those steps. And after that, I'll unfollow and stop because I didn't really have an interest to follow a certain brand on all of those platforms. So I know for a fact that they didn't gain me as a follower on all those platforms. But it's not like if you're a small channel and you do a giveaway that all of a sudden your channel will grow like crazy. Excuse me. So the most important thing for you to do is just make content. Try to be consistent and make content. Deliver value to people, and that over time will help you to grow, but it takes time. It's not a fast process. It is a slow, long process. So you want to do a giveaway. You want to give 2 F1 controllers. And right now you're getting ready to do a deal with Pioneer in Greece. Till then, I need to grow. Sorry for the long text. Oh, that's not that long. Trust me, I get DMs and emails that are 100 times this size every day. Back down. Joe Mark Cummings, salute to you. Play some Dutch music. I'm curious what it sounds like. I do actually. I've done a bunch of that on my crates live streams, and I'll continue to do that. I'm not playing music now. This is not the music stream, but I definitely play Dutch music in between the US stuff. Spin Free DJs, what's going on? See you. Thanks for the follow. And David Green, what's going on? I'm glad to hear that. Always good to hear. And we got Switzerland in the building. Abdul, what's going on, man? What's going on? RC3, you're tempted to jump on the 1000 SRT. Oh, but you're gonna get back to school in 10 minutes. So RC3, are you doing homeschooling as well now? Schools aren't open there either, right? 213 Gixer, what up? What's my favorite speaker brand? And what do you recommend? So if there's one area where I'm definitely not schooled, it's speakers, especially if we're talking about like speakers for a PA system, for mobile DJs, live events, and all of that. I'm not knowledgeable at all. Now, when it comes to studio speakers, there's a bunch of speakers that I think would monitor speakers. Those are reference speakers, monitor speakers. And then I have a set of Pioneer RM7, also reference studio speakers, but those have a little bit more power and color and everything to them. So those are my speakers. But beyond that, I mean, I could do a tip video one day after I do a little bit of research. But I can't really say that I have favorite speakers beside that right now. No. I mean, there's a couple on the list that I have speakers that I'm interested in, and I can't think of them right now. Damn. Sal Johnson, you need a giveaway for that Rain 1. Yeah? Give me a sec, by the way. Gito. What is he? All right. Give me a sec. All right. That happens when you're live streaming from the crib. Sometimes you got to go mediate when you hear that kids is not listening. And I just want to make sure I said goodbye before he went to bed. Let's see. All right, spin free DJs. If I have any tips for up and coming streamers, tips for Twitch or for live streaming. Yeah, I'm going to give the same tip I'm giving everyone who asks me now. And maybe this doesn't work for you, but start streaming. That is the most important thing. Start streaming. So if you haven't started yet, you need to start. Let's see. It is just so important to just start, experiment, learn how to do it. Growth will only come over time. That's the thing. Like there's no shortcut, no fast lane to get to that point. So you have to start doing it, start to learn how to do it, enjoy doing it, and grow from there. I mean, when you start to do it consistently, you can actually start to promote it so people can come find you. If you're not consistent and you stream now and then you stream 3-4 weeks from now, that's not going to cut it. You won't get enough experience and people won't be able to actually find you, run into you. So I've been doing it now consistently for months, couple of months, which is not a long time. And I'm in a position that I already have audiences. So I was able to actually bring in people a little bit faster. But even now, during basically every stream that I do, I will see at least 1 or 2 people in the chat. Like, hey, first time here, or dope. I've been following you on YouTube for a long time. This is my first time seeing you live. So every time you hopefully get to gain or expand your audience. But in the beginning, especially if you don't have an existing audience already, that's going to be a very slow process. So you also really have to be in it because you want to start streaming. You want to learn how to do it, become better at it. And you can only do that by just doing it. And I mean, I'll say this every time, and I'll continue to say it. Every time I do the stream after I'm done, I'm already thinking like, I want to do this better. I could do this differently. That should have been done in a different way, you name it. Same thing with Monday. So if we're talking about streaming and doing mixes as a DJ, I did my first live stream, all vinyl live stream on Monday. I love doing it. I already have like, I think 3 or 4 things that immediately while doing it and after doing it, I knew like, okay, this was dope. This was cool. There were definitely a lot of things that went wrong. Some are unavoidable due to vinyl, but other things could have been much smoother. I'm going to address that and fix that. So one of those things is I selected a bunch of vinyl. No playlist, nothing like that. I just don't do that. I play freestyle. But I should have at least taken the time to inspect some of the vinyl to see if it was actually good enough to play. Some definitely needed some work, so the hole was too big and I had way too much friction there, movement there. I should have at least sorted them a little bit better within the crates that I had. I had like 3 crates. So one crate is a crate that opens in the middle. So you have 2 halves and you can use those as crates and then one crate behind that. So 3. I should have done some sort of sorting and this was just all over. So you had like slower, faster, light energy, like way more energy, club, warm up, everything all messed up, which slows down the workflow because it took me way too long to find songs. That's something I can improve. Doing that next time. That is only something I can learn by doing it. And while I'm doing it, I discover like, hey, this could be done differently or better. I got some Rokit KRKs with the newer highs and lows. JBLs are decent for a budget. Yep. Oz the DJ, what's going on, man? Oz, see you. QSC K12 speakers, more than good. See, that's the thing. I know Rokit, the KRKs, and I know some of these others, but I've never tested them. So I've seen some reviews. I've seen some Atom speakers that are on a list that I have that seem really dope to me. But what I want to do whenever I would buy new speakers is go to an actual audio store, which I can't even do right now. There's a store that I used to go to in a city nearby where they would have like a special room filled with monitor speakers. And you could just sit down and use a switcher and switch between monitor sets because you have to hear. So you should take a song you know very well, go listen to that song through speakers so you can hear how they actually translate sound. Um, so like I said, I have the NS10s and I have the Pioneer, the RM7s. And even though the RM7s are reference monitor speakers, they definitely have a lot more body, a lot more oomph to them. So those are the ones I use when I'm DJing in the studio. Now I don't blast the music. I actually have it on a very low volume when the time gets a little bit later because there's neighbors there and that studio is not in any way insulated sound wise. So I keep it low, but I prefer to use those compared to NS10s because the NS10s, if you've ever used those monitor speakers, they will not give you what you want to hear for DJing. They just don't have that sound. So Magic BB says practice makes perfect. It is a very old saying, and I think I probably even said it in the past, like years ago. And nowadays, I don't agree with the statement because there's no such thing as perfect. But practice makes prepared. That's the thing. There's no real perfect. And perfect is going to be in the eye of, not the eye of the beholder, but your eye. Perfect is different for everyone. So, but if you practice consistently, you're always going to be prepared for whenever it's needed. That is more important than delivering something that could be considered perfect or flawless, but being ready at all times. That's what live streaming is doing for me because I can admit for the last couple of years, I wasn't ready. I could do a DJ gig, but I wasn't ready. I'm not even now. The more I stream, the more I get that flow back, the more I get my music organized, sharpening that blade. That's the only way it'll work. So for streaming, you have a Pioneer DDJ Wego 1, Dell laptop, and a simple webcam. How can I start streaming for DJ mixing? You can start with that set. If that is what you have right now, now the only thing is I'm not sure. If you have one computer, you would need to use the computer for the DJ software and streaming. I don't know how well the laptop is going to handle that. That could be the only concern in this case. Um, but beyond that, you have DJ equipment and you have a camera, so you could stream. If that is all you have, then that is what you have, but you can't stream with it. I mean, I still see people do like DJ sets on Instagram where it's clear that they're just using their phone. So the audio is not great because they're just using the sound coming from the speaker. It's not great, but it is a way to start and at least do something instead of not streaming and waiting for the perfect setup, which might not come or not for a long time. And in the meantime, you're not gaining the experience, and especially now since we don't have gigs, you should be playing. Let's see. What am I missing here? Spin free DJs. Are you talking to RestreamBot? That's what it looks like, at least. Okay. Ad or Aid Apon, you got a pair of Adams, the A5X. Are those the ones I had on my list? I'm not sure. I just know from over time from seeing them in several studios that they deliver great products. That's what I know for sure. Buddha Fingers, what's good, man? What else? Let's see. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate the love, no doubt. 1000%. Let's see. Kefa83, salute to you. Okay, you're doing online schooling as well. Yep. Yeah, same here. Same here. Both of my boys are doing the homeschooling thing. Um, Sometimes, like my oldest has a lot of online meetings going on with the class and the teachers, and my youngest son just gets the entire program fed through links over the day. And sometimes they include like live lessons with the teacher as well. But they're doing good though. They're doing good though. All right, so Magic BB, you're using the tablet to stream, or basically that's what I'm doing right now. You use the cable to so the tablet will recognize the mic input. Yeah, that was my thing today. My only thing, like I wanted to I'll show again. I wanted to use this bad boy right here. This is the Rode NT USB Mini, dope little microphone, which is a USB microphone, and I actually already used that with my iPad for just a bunch of audio recordings, and that works absolutely great. So it works, but the Restream, I'm on Restream right now. It would not recognize that microphone. So that's the only thing. Otherwise, I would have been using that mic. But at the end of the day, for a stream like this, same thing. This would not be considered like a perfect setup using a tablet and just using the microphone on the tablet. But first off, it's a Q&A session where we're just talking. This doesn't have to be great quality. And this is better than not streaming today. So even though I'm used to using my Rode Pod mics and having my camera, sometimes the multicam setup, even when I'm doing Q&A, with my Elgato key lights and all that. If you don't have that, then you don't have that, and then you use what you use. I'm using this. I could have tried to use the camera in the laptop in this Microsoft Surface Book 1. I think this camera on the iPad Pro is a lot better than the one on the laptop. So at the end of the day, content is more important than production quality. Ryan Waldron, what's going on? How long have you been a DJ? I think I'm going on 28 years now, something like that. Yeah. And yeah, Mulberry, some people told me that the audio sounds good. I have no idea right now because I'm not monitoring, so I'm not hearing the stream. Actually, while I said that, I can actually do that for a second. I was like, I didn't even care. I was like, as long as y'all can hear me, because the stream started late because I was still messing around with the microphone, using a bunch of different cables trying to get it to work. It didn't work, so I was like, you know what? Let me just start. But I'm monitoring the stream. I'm looking at the chat on the laptop. So let me just actually plug in and see what that sounds like. I should have Twitch open here as well. Yeah, Twitch is right here. I'm checking myself for a second. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely workable. That's for sure. This is definitely workable. I mean, this room is not treated in any way, so you got the reverb thing going on. But for a stream like this, hey man, That's not what you need to be worried about when it comes to the streaming thing. Let's see what else. What else? RC3. Yes, I got the video. I got the video. I'm gonna check it out, and I'm still gonna post it, even though there's a new Saturday sessions coming. I'm still posting it if it's dope, and I can only imagine that it's dope. Um, Warren T, what up, man? hmm Trying to learn how to loop beats on straight vinyl without computers or tablets or smartphones. What's the best place to cue a sticker on vinyl itself to manually loop without any tech? To be honest, I know exactly what you mean. That was such a hassle. I think I got it to work correctly on one or two records, and beyond that, didn't really work. Plus, you messed up part of your record because the sticker is covering part of the song, and it's not the greatest thing for your needle to be bumping into that sticker every time to go into loop. Um, it wasn't interesting enough for me to pursue that. If I was playing live and I wanted to loop, I just backspin. I just have two copies and backspin it. So that is the way I would prefer to have done it. And so I don't know. Maybe there are tutorials about that online. I don't even think it works with everything. I'm not sure. It's been a long, long time since I did that. Since I've done that. Have you ever thought about going pro? Martin Garrix's Marshmallow. That's actually an interesting question. Um, in my eyes, and that's the same for a lot of DJs I know, I've been a professional DJ for a large part of those 28 years. Simply for the fact that it was and it's not now, it's now part of my career, but that was for the longest time my full time job, meaning my full time income came from DJing. I was being booked to play, which made it my profession. Besides that, I was and am very good at it, so I act and perform as a professional. So, from that perspective, I've been a pro DJ for a long time. The thing with the names you named there is those are um, most most of these acts are DJs slash producers. They DJ, they release music. A lot of times that music is what makes them larger than life, and they become these DJs who travel all over the globe and do these large uh, large events. But that does not make them more pro than a DJ who's playing in clubs uh, every weekend of the year. And I'm not doing that now, but I've done that for the longest time. So um, that is not just a decision that you can say like, "Hey, I'm going to do what Martin Garrix or Marshmallow did." I mean, there's thousands of DJs. First of all, that is totally not my genre, what they do. So that could never be part of my plan or goal. But there's thousands of DJs who would like to be exactly like those names who will never get there. Either because their music is not gonna hit, not gonna be good enough, not gonna be big enough. They're not big enough. They don't have it to become it. So no, it never crossed my mind to be a DJ like that. But make no mistake, that is not what going pro means. Liam, my opinion about sax and house. I've seen that plenty times. Harvey, what up, man? I've seen that plenty times that you have house DJs who will incorporate a bit of live music. So just like that, you would have like a DJ come up with a saxophone player, and then the saxophone player adds a layer of sax, a layer of that on top of what the DJ is playing. It can be cool. It can be cool, but it kind of depends on the DJ and the musician. If you have a sax player who's not that great of a sax player who can just play like a couple of tunes over a house beat, that's cool for one or two songs. And then it gets really boring really fast. Um, so to make that more interesting, you would have to see DJs actually turn that into kind of a real routine. And I'm not talking about crazy turntablism, Red Bull freestyle stuff, but at least really turn it into a proper show instead of having a musician who just plays a little bit over the DJ who's playing. So um, there's dope things that could be done with that. I've seen that with saxophone players. I've seen that with percussionists who will play along to music. It can be a cool addition, but it can also just turn into a boring extra that's not really noticeable. So it really depends on how it's performed and delivered. Appreciate that, Ryan. Always great to hear. Yeah, Butterfingers, man. It's that I know. All I can remember from trying that is that it was just really tricky to get that loop correct. But I knew some DJs who did it in their routines when I was still battling. So during the turntablism battle, you would have some DJs who would have that and they would loop like a part and then do something over. It could be very cool, but it's not something I ever needed for club DJing. So I could see it for a routine, but not for just DJing in clubs. It's not really going to add a lot. Watson, vinyl only. Were you here on Monday for my vinyl only set? I don't remember. Do you think more should be done to promote vinyl DJ sets? Understand digital will always be the way nowadays, but people try vinyl DJs like dinosaurs when it's a completely different skill to digital. Tries probably treat people like dinosaurs. Um, if I think more should be done to promote vinyl DJ sets, um, no, not really. I mean, I don't have a specific opinion when it comes to that. So, for instance, for me personally, the reason why I chose to do this new monthly all vinyl set is strictly because it felt like a good idea, and now I know I was right after the first time doing it. Like, hey, yes, this is a lot of fun. I like it because it's a variation to what I normally do, but it's because I come from that era. I'm not one of those people who's going to push new DJs to also do vinyl, even though I totally understand that it's a different skill. And a lot of the digital DJs who start now also understand that it's a different skill. They just don't really have the interest to do it. And that's up to them. So I don't know. I don't feel it needs to be promoted in the sense that people need to also do this or see this. For me, it's all about the love that I have for it, the joy that it brings me. So, in that way, I guess I will be playing my part because I'm going to do it once a month live, and maybe it's going to inspire a couple of people to be like, hey, this is actually something I would like to try. Um, but I'm not going to spend too much time trying to convince digital DJs that the vinyl thing is a different skill. I mean, just to reiterate, because I do want to understand what you're talking about. If you say that you have people that treat vinyl DJs like dinosaurs, I have no time and respect for people like that. So, the same way, I have no time and respect for vinyl DJs who want to always talk negatively about digital DJs, saying that they're cheaters, it's not real DJing, blah, blah, blah. I pay that no mind. The same way I will not pay any mind to digital DJs who want to talk negatively about vinyl DJs. Don't care about what people say. I just really, really don't. And you shouldn't either. I saw that happen for the first time in a long time last week. So my communities, if I can call it that, so the people who watch my YouTube videos, comment there, watch my live streams, comment there. It's a very positive community. And I really appreciate that. It's great to see because when it comes to the internet, there's a lot of negativity. On the platforms that I use, like YouTube, there's a lot of negativity. I just hardly ever experience it with my content because that's not the type of people I seem to attract. I posted a snippet of one of my episodes, my Crates episode from last week, where I was playing Mobb Deep, and it came to the part of the song where there's a sentence that was used by Pete Rock for a track that Pete Rock did with I, Faking Jacks. So you have the Mobb Deep sentence, ain't no time for faking jacks, and I manually cued it back to the beginning every time, lowered the tempo to the same tempo as it was used in as a sample, and then I mixed in the I track. Pete Rock reposted that on his Instagram. And then there were like 3 of these old so-called purist type of guys, DJs, who would comment like, this is not DJing. You're pushing buttons. You're bringing shame to the culture. To me, it's laughable. It's absolutely laughable. First off, because if they do like even a second of research to check my actual channel, they would see what I do. But even if they don't see anything else, if you see a low performance of a DJ doing something with cue points, and that automatically triggers you to say like that's not a DJ, that's not hip hop. But I mean, I'm hip hop to the bone, and I could probably destroy any of those guys on the wheels. It's not what it's about. It's about that automatic judgment and feeling that their side is better because they're real DJs. I have no, like I said, to me it's laughable when I read that because I don't see it on my own content. But Pete Rock attracts some of these older heads. It's laughable to me. And if digital DJs want to talk about that, about vinyl DJs, that's laughable to me as well. It just is. Started full time in the 80s and 90s were the best for me. Then I had kids, had to find work that paid me better. So now DJing is secondary, but a huge part of the heart. Yeah, man, that's the thing, man. Like, even if I would never play in a club again, as long as I have a set at home, I'm going to have fun because that's still the important thing for me. It is a lot of fun to do. So it's still part of my income now. Not in the last year, of course, but it's still a part of what I do. But even if I decide that I just don't want to do clubs anymore, I'm still going to DJ. Always. Ryan, my favorite genre of music, hip hop. All day, all night, for life. Hip hop. I love hip hop, love R&B, love New Jack Swing, jazz, funk, soul, you name it. Certain types of electronic music, UK garage, grime, um, dubstep. Love me some dubstep. You name it. There's a lot of music I really like. But if you ask me my favorite genre, hip hop all day. Nothing comes close for me. You're working your TR8s into the mixes. That's dope. I like that. So Harvey says there's only a few hip hop DJs that went global, right? Jazzy Jeff, A-Track, Craze, who does crossover sets. Not even DJ Mustard went global, and he produced some of the biggest hits. I mean, that's a good point. Like, it is, there's also that difference when it comes to the house, EDM, electronic dance music, how that is structured. Like, I used to talk to a lot of bookers, and for a lot of those booking agencies, they wouldn't even take house DJs into their roster unless they produced, and they would check the music to see if the music had potential. To me, that was an alien world because where I came from, DJs were judged for their DJing, not for what type of music they could produce. So that's different. And hip hop DJs, it's really unlikely to see hip hop DJs blow up to the same size as a lot of these EDM DJs. It's just a different category. There's just a larger audience for that. Like, I mean, even if you look at Just Blaze, legendary hip hop producer, also a dope DJ, and he used to DJ, and I think he made a fine living with that, and of course his productions and all the royalties. At a certain point, I play that track from time to time. He did a track with Bauer. The track's called Higher. that blew up within a different scene than the hip hop scene. And I remember, I don't know what interview it was, but I think it was in one interview he did. He said that that song alone uh, bought him a house. So it's a different type of category compared to hip hop. So yeah, and I've had over the years people come up to me like fellow DJs. Here in the Netherlands, we had a time when a lot of the what they would call urban DJs here, the hip hop R&B DJs, a lot of the urban DJs switched to house because we had a couple of DJs here that came from our genre. One of the best examples is Chucky, and Chucky, I know him from back in the days, and he used to play the hip hop R&B. You know it. He had a brother that worked for ID&T, big event company for house events, and he started to switch over from bubbling type of music to house music, and a lot of people thought I'm going to do that too, which definitely did not work for most of them. Uh, but that's just something totally different. And people will come up to me at a certain point, like DJs, like, "Yo, man, you should start to play house because there's a lot of bigger events and whatever." I was like, that's just not for me when it comes to house music. If I'm doing a night where I'm playing all sorts of genres, I might play 20 minutes of house somewhere. That's it. I don't have the interest to play more than that. That's not going to be me. But a lot of DJs did try that. So yeah, that's just not in my future. And then at a certain point, EDM started to die down a little bit, and all of a sudden, all those DJs wanted to play the urban genres again, and you even saw house DJs who wanted to try and play our stuff. It's funny to me though, like I don't blow with the wind like that. I mean, I listen to new music, and if there's something I like, I'll add it to my sets. But just to switch because something is more popular at the moment is just something I've never been able to do. It's not in me. How much do you charge per hour on each of your events? Totally different. It's totally different. Depends on a bunch of different things. It depends on what type of event it is. I didn't really have an hour rate. First of all, I didn't charge per hour. I would just charge for a gig. I would have certain set prices, especially if there were new promoters approaching me. Like I would have a price, a starting point, which would allow me room to negotiate. So I would um, start higher, and in some cases the answer will be okay, and in other cases the answer will be we don't have that, and then they can counter and be like, okay, what do you have? And a lot of times they'll come really close to what you actually wanted. But if it's like a normal club event, or if it's a small club and they really don't have a lot of budget, but I think it's going to be a cool gig, or if it's a corporate event, or if it's a festival, you name it. So I don't have an answer for you for that. Um, it was just totally different for any type of event. Magic BB says I would have to charge twice as much just to carry crates all over again. Mm, you had a live act with a. I'm running behind as you can see because of my talking. I had a Wolf says I had a live act with a guy that plays violin. Our first gig was a disaster. Even I was